All right, I think we're going to get started. Again, this is being recorded, so I'm live on Zoom, and I'm also speaking to everybody in the crowd. So just letting everybody know it's being recorded. My name is Matt Zoller. I'm a principal of MPZ Development. I represent the development company MPZ Development, and my partner company is Capstone Communities. We're joint venture partners on this project. My partner is Jason Korb. He couldn't be here this evening, but I'll say a few things about our companies, and then I'll hand it over to the folks here at the table. So we are really excited about this project, and we're really excited to have you all here. Thank you for coming. This is an opportunity that we've been working on since 2017, but we know that it's been a lot longer for the community here in Bridgewater. The McElwain School has been vacant for approximately 20 years. So it's a big push to start this and get it moving. So we've been working on it for a while. Capstone Communities and MPZ Development are both developers of mixed income housing. We develop across Massachusetts, and we do redevelopments like the one before you, the McElwain School Apartments. I'll just give you, sorry. So the location, as you know, is 242, 250A and 250B Main Street here in Bridgewater. The program or site contains 3 separate buildings that are being offered as residential housing. We have 242 Main Street, which was a 3-family home, and it will remain 3 units in that building. We have 250A, which is the old McElwain School, which we've converted into 16 units of housing. Fully accessible elevator building. We actually added an addition on the back with an egress stair and an elevator, so you can access all the floors. And lastly, we have 250B Main Street, which is a 38-unit apartment building. That building has 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units in it. Similarly, in the school building, and at 242 Main Street, it's 2 2-beds and 1 3-bed. We'll go into the detail of that shortly. The other thing I'll mention is the site contains a lot of amenities, which we're really excited about. We have a children's play area at the front of the site. We have a memorial plaza and park to commemorate some of the things happening at the McElwain, including a piece of public art that we're excited about, which will help give credit and pay homage to some of the faculty and staff of the McElwain when they once lived there, or that worked there, excuse me. And then we have a dog run at the back of the site. We also have electric vehicle charging stations, as well as a number of other amenities that we'll speak about. And I'll also mention that at 250B, we have a on-site property management office, which you'll hear more about, as well as a community room, which will be for the residents. And we have a fitness center in that building as well, which is for the entire campus. I'm going to pass it over to Cheryl now to speak a little bit more about the property and what's happening. So
I'm going to change computers.
yeah, we're shifting. Excuse us.
Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight for the first informational session for the McElwain School Apartments. I am Cheryl Piper, and my role at First Realty Management is the Director of Marketing. I'm also joined here tonight with a few of my colleagues, Don Moda, who is the Senior Property Manager for this project, Michael Feeney, who is our Operational Technology Manager, Melissa, I don't know where, is also another property manager with First Realty Management. We have Frank Savatello, who is our COO of the company, and Catherine Holden, who is Vice President of the company. We at First Realty Management are very excited to be a part of this development and management of the McElwain School Apartment community. The community contains 57 apartment. The community contains 57 apartment homes. 51 of the apartments are affordable. I want to talk a little bit about First Realty Management, just to let you know what our background is. First Realty Management is a family-owned business with more than 65 years of property management experience. We are an accredited management organization, And we have several in-house resources available to all our communities, including risk management, purchasing, and marketing, just to name a few. We are very proud of our regional and national award-winning properties and employees. We also have a broad level of management experience in resident and commercial properties. So let's review some of the general information. There are 57 apartments in all, including 13 one-bedrooms, 36 two-bedrooms, and 8 three-bedrooms. Of the 57 apartments, 51 of the apartment home have a limited household income at or below 30%, 50%, and 60% of the area median income. For 2022, the one-bedroom monthly rents are $1,275. Two-bedroom monthly rents are $1,509, and the three-bedroom monthly rents are $1,743. Later in this presentation, we will provide additional information on qualifying income guidelines. Let's talk a little bit about this exciting community and the features that's offered to the residents. We feel this is an unbelievable location offering charm and comfort and serenity of a small town life, yet a short drive or train ride to Boston. The McElwain School Apartments have many neighborhood amenities in less than a mile away. We have restaurants, coffee shops, the grocery store. I love Roach Brothers. The CVS drugstore, dry cleaners, and public transportation. The commuter rail is 1.7 miles from the property. This is showing an area map of the local amenities and their proximity to the community. There are also numerous schools and parks within a couple of miles of the community. The apartment amenities are first class, and they include energy efficient stainless steel appliances, custom cabinetry. Kitchen appliance suites include dishwashers, microwaves, refrigerators, stove, and disposal. There's wood style flooring throughout, full-size washers and dryers, high ceilings, central AC, historical accurate windows, and other accents throughout the apartments in the school building. If you're lucky enough to have an apartment in the school building, you might find that there's a chalkboard in your kitchen or your bedroom. So it's really neat, some of the features. The apartments also offer open concept living, ceramic tile bathrooms, individual climate control, and smart building features. This is also a smoke-free community. Let's talk a little bit about utilities. The landlord is responsible for the hot and cold water, sewer, garbage, and recycle removal, snow and landscaping of the community. The resident is responsible for electric and heat, as well as telephone, internet, and cable. Some of the great community amenities include stylish clubhouse featuring multiple seating areas, shuffleboard, conference seating areas for gathering, and a fitness center. The photograph here is a rendering of the clubhouse space. Outdoor residents can enjoy children's nature play area and the dog walker area. First Realty will be there as your on-site management team, as well as a 24-hour emergency maintenance as needed. Residents will also be able to pay their rents online. Some of the other great amenities include beautiful outdoor green spaces, electric vehicle charging stations, outdoor bike parking, keyless control access buildings, and once again, smoke-free living. Both Main Street buildings offer the best in energy efficiency. So as you can see, we have a number of great amenities here at the property. There are also accessible apartments, including 5 apartments for individuals that have mobility disabilities and 2 apartments for individuals with sensory disabilities. There are also elevators and accessible ramps and parking available. The McElwain School Building is on the National Registry of Historical Places, and this development will be will revitalize and preserve the historical building and create beautiful new community space available for public use, including green space and the Children's Nature Park. Please share your memories of the school with us so it can be part of a memory board planned for the community. This is just a slide showing some of the different photographs of the design of the buildings and once again, the community space. And I am now going to hand this over to the pro when it comes to helping you apply to this beautiful community.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dawn Moda, and I am the Senior Property Manager for McElwain School Apartments, and I've been with First Realty Management for 22 years. The slide that you're looking at, it shows that there's a wide variety of programs for households whose income falls at or below 30% and 50% of the median income. For households that fall within the 60% of area median income, there is a minimum and a maximum income to qualify. For example, if you're a family of 4, qualifying a minimum income is $46,914, and the maximum is $67,020. I do want to point out that there's no minimum requirement for the mobile voucher holders, and we encourage everyone to apply. And if you have any questions regarding the income requirements, please call us, or you can speak with me after the meeting if you wanted to speak regarding your own situations. We can do that. Oops, wrong way. All right, who's eligible for the local preferences? We have 4 local preferences. The first one being if you're a current resident of Bridgewater. That means a household in which 1 or more members is living in Bridgewater. Municipal employees. Employees of the municipality, which means teachers, janitors, firefighters, police officers, librarians, and other town employees. Employees of local businesses. Employees of a business located in Bridgewater. And the last one being any households that have children attending Bridgewater schools. And important dates and deadlines. Some important dates to remember are the next information session will be this Saturday, which will be via Zoom only at 10 a.m. The last date to request an application is on Monday, October 17th. There's also a link on the website to download the application from your home. This is an important one. The last day to return your application is going to be Friday, October 28th. And finally, the lottery will be on November 10th via Zoom. It is not necessary to attend the lottery. Oh, did I not, oh no, I did, okay. All right. After the lottery, interviews will be scheduled between November 14th through December 31st. Current estimated move-in date is January 15th. The interview dates and the move-in dates are subject to change. How to request an application. We have several options. You can mail, you can call us by the phone, email, log on to our website, or you can stop by our office, which temporarily we're at 1037 Pleasant Street, Suite 101. And we also have a drop box located at 242 Main Street. Additional information, which will be important. When filling out your application, it's imperative that the entire application be filled out. Any incomplete or unsigned applications will be returned for completion and will delay the processing of your application. If you make a mistake, please cross it out, initial it, and write the corrected information. Do not use whiteout. Only one application is allowed per a household. Submitting more than one application for the McElwain School Apartments will result in all applications being rejected. It is not necessary to provide supporting documents with your application. Filling out an application does not guarantee eligibility or qualification for the apartment at this development. False, incomplete, or misleading information will cause your household's application to be denied. Once your application is complete and on file with the management company, it is your responsibility to contact management in writing whenever there's a change in your address, telephone number, income situation, or household composition, meaning if you need to add or remove a person from your application. It is your responsibility to respond promptly to any requested application updates sent to you by management. If you fail to respond, you will be removed from the waiting list. Please check the applicable local preference box on the application if you meet the eligibility criteria for the local preference. All right, the lottery process. The housing lottery process is required for this affordable, income-restricted apartment community to ensure an equal opportunity for applicants and adherence to fair housing. After October 28th submission deadline, applicants whose application was received prior to the deadline will receive a confirmation letter with a registration number. Applications received prior to the deadline will be pooled by bedroom size, program eligibility, and preference. And again, the lottery will be conducted by Zoom. All right, so now the lottery is done. What is next? We'll contact you to schedule an interview. If selected, a resident screening will be completed, which includes, but not limited to, a credit check and a background check. Your current and past landlords will be contacted for a reference. We will need to verify sources of income and assets, verification of student status if applicable. We'll also need verification of local preference status. And then what should I bring to the interview if selected? In the event you are eligible for an interview, we will provide you with a list of required documentation and provide you with an opportunity to ask any questions you may have prior to the interview. And First Realty Management, we're here to assist you. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach us. Our phone number is 508-443-6233. You can also email us at info@themcElwainschoolapartments.com. And now, if anybody has any questions, we can take questions.
Will there be availability to see the units or finish? Or is that not gonna happen?
Meaning like an open house?
Yeah.
Oh, are you? Oh,
So,
sorry.
The question was whether there would be an open house closer to completion of the property.
So we will have a model unit for viewing, but it will not be until after the lottery. So probably in late November, early December is when we'll have something. And you know, you'll have completed the process and you'll be able to see the unit. But that we'll also, excuse me, sorry, just let me finish. We'll do a virtual viewing as well. So that will probably be a better option because site access is restricted due to safety concerns because it is an active construction site.
Yes, we do require security deposit, be 1 month full rent.
question was whether the security deposit was required, and the answer is yes, 1 month's rent is required as a security deposit.
Is less than the 50% max. But also higher than the 60% minimum, then would you be eligible for units available in both those?
You said if your income was lower than the 50%?
Well, the max for 50% is 39,100 for a single,
Yes,
and the 60% minimum is 32,844.
yes.
So if your income lies between those two, then would you be considered eligible for both those categories?
Oh, so you're saying like if you make like 34,000,
Yeah,
so you fall in between the 50% and the 60%?
yeah.
It's probably something we will look at the time the application is being processed.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
But it doesn't preclude you.
Right.
You're still eligible for the unit potentially. We just need to work through the logistics of it.
So can you just tell me like what number of units are available in the different AMIs? Just looking for one bedroom.
so 1 bedrooms, we have 13 1 bedrooms altogether.
Okay.
Yes,
So we have ideas of square footage on a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 1-bedroom. Are they still kind of an idea with that?
So if you go onto the website, all the floor plans are posted on the website for you to view. And you can also download those floor plans. If you click on it, it will, it has a button to print a brochure.
That was a question regarding the floor plan size, which can be found at the McElwain School Apartments.com.
but with the tax credit program, we do 1-year leases. So if it's something that changed during the year, you would actually report it at your lease renewal. It would make, look at it then. Yeah, hi.
While you're on lease renewal, what would be the average amount that your lease would increase by the year?
That's something we take in consideration as the year is approaching. So I don't have
Well,
a set
for-
number.
For the tax credit and income restricted units, every year HUD releases new income limits. And so we go by that for those units. So, and that happens, I think in the April-ish timeframe, but your rent, whatever you lease at initially for that first year at least, that would be the rent, and then it would be reevaluated in the following year.
So in other words, I shouldn't be concerned or nervous about suddenly I'm priced out of how much I could afford for the rent.
No,
And just one more question that I have. The handicap units, are the bathrooms outfitted with bars, handlebars in the shower? And
yes, the accessible units are accessible, and they're outfitted with the appropriate amenities for handicap requirements, accessible unit requirements. And if you need a reasonable accommodation for your situation, we can certainly help with that as well.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes,
After it was a 1-year lease, correct?
yes.
After that 1 year, is it, permanent will or like how does that?
No, you sign another 1-year lease. It's always 1-year leases.
Okay.
So the question was, after 1 year, is it a tenant at will or is it an additional 1-year lease?
Right, it's an additional 1-year lease.
So you renew yearly?
Yes.
Correct.
And it's the same process like it would be for moving, where you supply income verification, asset, and we verify it all over again. Sure.
As far as pets go, there's a pet fee, correct? With included in the rent? Or is
Are you
it
doing a
not
pet fee? No, no pet fee.
Okay.
So the question is, if you have a pet, is there a pet fee? And the answer is no.
How about a parking fee?
No.
There are also no parking fees.
Yes.
When do, you said that, you issue registration numbers for the lottery?
Yes.
When did those go out?
And it's, let's see.
Do they get mailed to the applicant?
Yes, we would, once we assign a registration number to your application, we will send you a letter with the registration number.
Okay.
And then that, so it'd be before the lottery, because then you're able to see in the lottery the information.
Okay, so that's not done, upon receipt and acceptance of the application, that's something that you do at a later date? Once
Right,
you
it'll be
get
before
everything?
November 10th, the lottery. We would
Okay,
mail
and
those out.
how- Just exactly how does the lottery work?
Oh, do you want me?
Go ahead, Don, if you-
Well, I was gonna direct, see if Claire wanted to.
Well, it's, sorry, we're using this computer and it has a microphone in the camera, so we're just trying to make sure everybody who's online is also hearing us. It's a random number generated program. So it's you put it into a database and you press a button and it sorts the numbers randomly, and that's how the lottery works. It's very, very simple. But everybody's entered into the lottery and then it's sorted. And that's why it's available for viewing for the public. That's why we publish the date and we do it via Zoom so everybody can see exactly when we press the button.
That is regardless of when you submitted your application. Doesn't matter. Okay.
That's correct. It
All right.
does not matter. If you qualify for the unit and you're put into the lottery, you will be a part of the lottery. And you're notified in advance of that.
How does the preference work then? Does it come after the lottery or before the lottery? Or
So the preference is a separate pool of applications. And so it gets its own scenario, so to speak. And so people shouldn't be discouraged from applying generally, but the preference does take precedence over the larger process. And so people should just know that. And it's about 35 units for that.
if you could check off two preferences, I mean, if you like if you're a resident and you work, do you check off both or just check off one or?
Don, do you know?
My suggestion, we check off both,
Oh,
because you have more than one that applies to yourself.
Amen.
Hi.
Question just for clarification. If I understood right, there's a lottery for the preference people. They're like separate. But what if somebody would qualify for preference but doesn't get the preference lottery? Would they be entered into the other lottery?
All applications are entered into the lottery. Any applications that we receive before October 28th, all go into the lottery. It's just that the preference applications have more of a, I guess, priority, you would say, because they have the preference. But they still go into the open pool of anyone who doesn't have a preference. So everybody's entered, whether you have a preference or not.
I have a question about soundproofing. Are we gonna hear the pitter patter of big feet or tiny feet in our units? That's been a problem.
So
for
the
me.
question is, are soundproofing? And so we took extra care to try and mitigate those factors, especially in the school building. So we did think about that when we were doing these units. Now, that is an older building, so it comes with pluses and minuses for people. In the new building, it's a passive house construction, and it's extremely well insulated building. So it may be a little bit quieter. Also, the fact that it's new construction has that factor, but it is apartment style living, so that is something to be considered. And that's the best way I could answer that question. So.
Where are the mailboxes located?
Sure. There's a mailroom in the school building in 250A with 16 mailboxes and a package room. There is a mailroom in 250B with the 38 mailboxes and a package room for that building. And then at 242 Main Street, we have a freestanding mailbox with individual mailboxes and then package boxes as well. Sure.
We have an awful lot of questions that are being asked by our remote viewing audience, and I want to make sure to get to those as well. Curious how many market-priced 3 bedrooms will be available? What is the application process for those? And is any priority given to families with children in Bridgewater schools for the market-priced apartments?
So the market rate units fall into their own category. So they're first come, first serve. We have 1 3-bedroom market rate unit. And I think I answered all those questions.
Was there a priority given on the market price units?
No,
No.
There are no preferences. Great.
we have 6 market rate units total.
On-site laundry.
Each unit has in-unit laundry. And we provide the machines.
These questions are related. Can you apply if you live in another state?
Yes. Anyone's able to apply. So,
Which somewhat answers the question, is the lottery just for Bridgewater residents only?
no, the lottery is for anyone who wants to apply.
Talked about mail and packages. We discussed the preferences. You can ask another question if you still have some questions about that. Can one individual apply for a 1-bedroom, or can you apply for a 2-bedroom as well?
For one person, the tenant selection plan does state that one person is for 1 bedroom. You have to have a minimum of 2 people to live in a 2-bedroom.
Could you talk a little bit about the sensory apartment, how this would be different from other apartments?
So the sensory units meet the requirements of the Department of Housing and Community Development. They offer elements that allow for people with hearing or vision problems to be able to find certain areas in the unit or items in the unit. And we can follow up with some more specific information on our website.
Question about eligibility. I get TAF DC, TAF DC only, which is $600 per month. Am I still eligible?
Yes, you would still be eligible.
For the
Is there a
30% units, there's no limit. There's no minimum.
Again, regarding the different sizes, could a family of 7 live in one of these units?
I would have to get back to the person, but I think it's 2 heartbeats per bedroom. So if it's a 3-bedroom, then that's 6 people. But please call the office and I can look into that further for you.
We have several questions that have to do with jobs being paid under the table. If they are paid under the table but can show legitimate statements of payment, are those acceptable?
We would do a send an employment verification form to the employer and have them verify the income that way.
If you are not selected during the lottery, will you be put on a wait list?
Yes, it would be put on a wait list for those who are not selected during the lottery process.
Can I add to that? So it's not just necessarily those who aren't selected during the lottery process, but it would be those who applied after the deadline to be placed into the lottery. So even if you missed the deadline to be part of the lottery, you can still apply and add it to the wait list.
Okay.
Will the applications for the market priced apartments be a different application?
Yes, those are on the website. You can, oh, they're not, they will be on the website.
They will be.
And then you can print them out.
If you select that you would prefer a 3-bedroom apartment but are willing to be placed in a 2-bedroom, are you able to do that if you're selected in the lottery?
Right, could you repeat that? Well,
Are you able to select that you prefer a 3-bedroom apartment but are willing to be placed in a 2-bedroom apartment?
it would depend on the household size. We'd have to know how many people living in the unit.
If you are living with a parent but you are not on their lease, how do you deal with proof of residence?
So they would, that person would apply.
Are we asking for the landlord verification or proof of
Land-
residence for Bridgewater?
Oh, they didn't specify. Normally, we do a landlord reference. And if someone doesn't have a landlord reference, then we ask for 2 personal references.
I would just like to add for proof of residence, if the question was asked in order to qualify for the preference, we can also verify like a driver's license with the address on there or any other type of formal mail that would be sent to that address with the person's name to show proof of address, if it is for the preference.
Another proof of verification question. If my under the table job is babysitting a family, could I get the mother/father of the family to sign off that they employ me?
We would send them an employment verification form to complete, to verify the income.
Good. If the applicant is currently unemployed, but then later starts working in Bridgewater, can they update their application?
Yes. Anytime any information change, we always want you to notify us so that we can update the application.
A couple of physical questions here, one including how does garbage removal work?
So we contract with a third-party trash and recycling company, and residents are required to take their trash out to the dumpster.
Do these units have balconies?
No. Oh, sorry. 242 Main Street has what I would call small porches.
Great, and just a few overall sort of questions to recap some of the things we went over. When will the lottery notifications go out? I presume that this is talking about after the selections are made, which is November.
Right, because the deadline for us to receive applications is October 28th. So once that deadline passes, then we will go through the applications, we will assign the registration number, we will send the letter out to each applicant with the letter telling you what your registration number is, and then you're welcome to join us via Zoom on November 10th to see the lottery process.
We went over how do I apply, but people are desperate to apply, Don. You want to recap for them how they can apply?
Oh, sure. You can apply by, you can apply by emailing us. Oh, wait, let me put the chat back up. But it would be, you can email us, You can mail us a request at our PO Box at 156 Bridgewater, Mass. 02324. You can call our office at 508-443-6233. You can email us at info@the McElwain School APTS.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.themcElwainschoolapts.com, or you could stop by our temporary leasing office, which is located at 1037 Pleasant Street, and we're in Suite 101.
And we're there to help people with their applications. as
Oh,
well.
yes, yes, most definitely. We can help anyone if there's any questions, if you want to sit down and meet with us regarding the application. We have staff that can do that.
We're also there on Saturdays.
And the office is also open Saturday, so it's a Monday through Saturday where we have staff there.
Also, as a reminder, this session will be repeated on Saturday. If you have further questions that come to you, or you've neighbors, family members, friends who couldn't make this session, the information on that session is on the website as well. It is not the same sign-in as this, but it's extremely similar. And you can always, of course, reach out to the site for that. One final question on verification had to do with meeting the minimum/maximum income requirements when your spouse does not work, but you do. So you're applying for a 2-bedroom apartment, your spouse does not work, but you meet the income requirements by yourself.
Yes, as long as you make the income requirements, if a spouse is not working, we have them sign a no income form, just to verify that there is no income coming into the household. But it's the total household income that is what you have to look at.
Anyone
Are there
else?
any other questions?
Yes.
Where would you find information for the market value rents?
So the question is, where would we find information for the market value rents? We have not posted those yet. We will be posting those after the lottery.
So it would be your webpage?
Yes.
There was one here and then
What the asset limitations on these, so there was some questions about asset. Is there an asset limitation?
No, there's no limitation. It's just when we verify your asset information, the only, what we're looking at is any interest earned, which right now the banks are hardly paying any interest, so.
well, today they raised.
Today they.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to hang paintings or anything on the walls?
So the
would-
question is, are you allowed to hang paintings or anything on the walls?
You can decorate your unit, but we will, when you move in and when you move out, we will take an inventory of the surfaces in the unit. And we'll work with you on that, as we either renew your lease or you move on somewhere else. So that will be noted in your move-in form.
But I think the question is valid because you don't want to wait until you're moving out to determine whether or not you can decorate your apartment.
Oh, you can decorate your apartment. Yes, yes.
I think it's more that you can decorate your apartment, and I know a lot of times people, they're hanging TVs on the walls and everything. It's just, to make sure that you're not decorating to the point where you're damaging the property.
Say a heavy clock, that, has like a heavy cuckoo clock that's got the weights on it, you have to fold them, it's gonna have to go on
With
a
anchors.
strong anchor.
Mhm.
That is okay to do?
So yes, that the question was to hang a heavy item on the wall. You can decorate your unit as you see fit. If it's something complicated, we would ask that you ask building maintenance to assist in the event that it's something that needs extra care.
Right,
Does that make sense?
that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
I think you really talk about towards telling you the size of the 1-bedroom unit.
That'd be on the website. You can look at
On
the
the
floor
website,
plan.
okay. Do we have a separate dining room or is the eat-in kitchen?
So most of the floor plans are, it's an open living concept with your living room and kitchen. Some of them have, counters where you could have stools and sit at it. So they're all very, very open as far as, so there's no separate dining rooms. I think there might be one or two in the schoolhouse building because obviously it's, an older building. But for the most part, they are the open concept living.
I have two questions.
Sure.
Will the package rooms somehow be secured?
Sure. The question is the package room secured? The package room will be a Luxor One package system. So it's a secure, monitored package system. And we have the dedicated package rooms. So we know a lot of people now use online shopping as a primary means. So that will be secure.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask is there any purpose to watching the lottery? Say like if you know your registration number, are you gonna find out, your registration number's been?
Yes, we would notify you.
But you could, if you were to watch on Zoom, you'd know that way.
Yes,
ahead of time?
versus waiting for a letter to be mailed to you.
Okay.
You'd know right there on November 10th.
If you're a lucky person, you'll get number one.
How do you pick the lottery numbers? It's a random number generator. It's a computer program. It's a special software for that.
Put in all the ones that
We- We enter all of the data, press the button, and that's it. Very, very quick.
What about cable TV? Do you have to go with one, is there a cable company that you supply that comes into the building? Or-
We have allocated for any cable provider. We own the infrastructure in the building, not the lines that come into the site. I will tell you, I do believe Comcast is the primary provider in Bridgewater. But if
I think what I'm probably addressing Dish, anybody that has like Direct TV or Dish TV, one of those, are you allowed? to
Yes.
have that Dish? Why do you have that?
we have to allow for that. So, yes,
And attach it to the outside of the building?
we have a specific area where we would have
Okay.
to put it. Yep.
Just have a few more here. Are the parking spots assigned?
No,
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 Answer is
And
no.
is there access, if you had people have company, is there gonna be enough parking spots for that as well?
yes,
You have handicap accessible.
yes, per required by law.
Are there any storage units available with the apartments?
No.
There is no storage areas?
Some of the units have areas for storage, but there are no dedicated storage areas.
Is this electric heating?
Depends on the unit. The school building and 242 Main Street are gas-fired boilers and on-demand hot water. The new construction 250B is all electric heating and cooling, and owner provided hot water, gas-fired hot water.
The gas, the front ones, is that all hot water included? Or
We can show you,
the gas units in the front?
sorry.
42.
This is what the resident responsibilities are
For
for any unit.
any. Hot and cold. water, okay.
Yes.
yes.
You said height, what's the height?
It varies. In the school building, it's approximately 11+ feet. And then in the new construction, 10. And in 242 Main Street varies.
Okay.
Did you just say that, the hot water is the responsibility of the renter?
Landlord.
It's the responsibility.
So
of
just to
the-
be clear on that, it's the responsibility of the landlord in the new construction 250B and responsibility of the tenant in 250A, the school building and the house, 242.
Okay, so it's the responsibility of the tenant where these hot water is
In the unit.
within the unit.
Mhm.
As well as say, it's all central air.
Correct.
Right? So.
There's
is everything, all the condensers and everything with like a utility closet?
the condenser for each unit sits on the roof. And the boiler and blower unit is in the unit,
Okay.
as well as the thermostat control.
Okay. So the tenant controls the.
That's correct.
I think I'm confused a little. You said on the back building, the landlord takes care of the hot water and cold water, but in the front buildings, they don't take care of it?
They don't.
I'm gonna have to update that.
What was that?
I said I'll update that. That was my error.
So you would get a water bill?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, yeah.
Yes.
And it's a smoke free space. I smoke, but I do outside. Is there the TV spaces? Or I can smoke there at all.
No smoking.
At all. Okay, thank you.
What's the outside bike place like? You said there's a bicycle
Racks.
rack, is it just an open rack? No, it's on. That was one more question, I just wanted to check one. So if you get the lottery, you don't get to select which building you go in. Do they select which building, which unit and all that?
No, because of the different programs. So it depends what program is assigned to what unit, or to what apartment. Because your income determines what program you qualify for.
Okay,
So they're all throughout all the buildings, between the
so
house,
You decide on that end.
yes,
You would give them which unit the person who wins the lottery gets. You would
Right.
say, oh, you're gonna go in the front building, unit such and such.
Well-
You don't get to ask. You don't get to request.
No, so I think the way it works is depending on how the lottery, so you get your lottery number and where you are in the lottery, we say, for this particular program, we have these units. And so we give you the choice of whatever the units are that are available for that particular program. Is
You
that,
don't direct the person into the unit and say, this is the unit you get.
well, depending on how many units are available,
Well, of course.
Yeah.
And
So
to-
I'm hearing you close.
yes,
Could you make offer? Or,
yes, but you have to be there.
okay.
Yes. And if it's okay, if there's other dogs there, I think that's a dog. I'm not a dog person, but if you are a dog,
The dog.
you have to talk
community.
to your other dog owner to see.
Is there a walking dog trail and a running area too, or just a trail?
It's
I mean. just
an
a-
enclosed area
Oh, okay.
to take out your pet.
Mhm. Do you have anything, Michael?
Yes, a follow-up question regarding where the different units are. Are there certain buildings that are for the market priced units? Like specifically, they were looking about the
It's
three-bedroom,
spread out too.
or are they spread throughout the three different buildings?
The market rate apartments are also spread out throughout the community, and once we do release those apartments, we will have them on the website. So you'll be able to see the floor plans that pertain to the market rate apartments.
And because of that, the amount for the apartments the non-affordability units has not been released yet. That will be
That's
following
correct.
the lottery. And last question about that, are the affordable rent prices the same regardless of income, or is it tiered?
No. The household income determines the program, and the program has set amounts. And then also if it's 30, the low income units, which is the 30%, the rents there would be 30% of your income.
I want to readdress the smoking question because I want to be clear. There is no smoking allowed within the buildings and on the property. So if you choose to smoke, you can exit the property and smoke and then come back. Sure, just wanted to be clear. Thank you.
The flip side of the pet question is, are there pet-free buildings for those who are allergic to dogs and cats?
No, there's no pet-free building.
And finally, thank you so much for holding this. I'm very eager to enter now. You helped answer everything.
But
Any more questions here? That's why we're here tonight. We'll stay until 8 o'clock. If there are questions, we will provide this presentation on our website, so you can download it and review it again. And we're here for you all. This is a great project. We're really excited about it, and we welcome your questions and happy to give the feedback and make this process as simple and efficient as possible.
I know it's still during that last question, but can I ask one more?
Of course.
Are there pet restrictions like on size or?
There's some breed restrictions. There are some breed restrictions.
Breed restrictions,
Yes.
not necessarily size then?
Not necessarily, no.
It's not in the restricted.
I'm not quite, I don't have the list in front of me right now, but if you want to contact the management office over on Pleasant Street, we'd be more than happy to give you the full pet policy.
I have a question on, you have the pictures here of white cabinetry, or do you have a choice of the wood or the white?
This is the new construction building here with the white cabinets. And then that is the school building with the dark cabinets and also 242 Main Street.
Okay.
yes,
Just so I'm clear on the water. You said the tenant is responsible for the water, the tenant will get a water bill in one building, but if you're in a newer building, you don't get a water bill. Is that correct?
So let us follow up on that question specifically. We do have sub-metering in place in the building, but we're trying to figure all of that out as we kind of get into the next steps on the process. So we'll clarify and we'll post that on our website.
Yeah, because that doesn't, if the rent is the same across the board, and you've got some that have to pay their own water bill. and some-
Well, there's a utility allowance.
Yeah.
So that is applied based on the various situation in each building. So in those specific buildings where you pay or you don't pay, your allowance is adjusted accordingly.
Oh,
So that's how we make up for the differential.
oh. Thank you.
What's the main website for all these to get the most information? Is it, been on a website, but didn't have much information.
the McElwain School APTS.com.
That's one?
Yes,
APPS.
It's
APTS.
right there.
Yep.
On the screen. Yeah.
And also, if you're looking for additional information, please reach out to the folks at the management office
Mhm.
at 1037 Pleasant Street. We're there to answer your questions. We don't want you struggling, looking through the website and not being able to find the answer to your questions. So please, we're there to help you.
You guys work with the RAP program, correct?
Yes, we do.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'd like to
Don't
thank
forget, we
everyone
want
online for attending
stories.
as well.